Hey guys. Alright, so one of the things I wanted to discuss today was working on yourself. There's a saying that I've heard that you should be working harder on yourself than on your business. That you should be working harder on yourself than your job. What does that mean? It means that everyone knows there's this lingering thing, or lingering attachment or addiction or thing that you do that doesn't serve you. Everyone knows to some degree. Everyone knows what it is. Everyone has something that they would like not to do. But because of habits of personality, we have they tend to persist, and we develop certain things that kind of happen over and over and over again. People admit all the time that there's things they're looking to do, like lose weight or get happier or get a better job, and things that they basically complain about. It's not easy to change these things, but it's rewarding and it's worth it. So the idea is that success, people who, have really successful businesses and have great, stable lives, that's great. Meaning, like, they can go, like, there are people who, like, start in poverty, who, like, start, like, the low economically, and they build themselves up, you know what I mean? And that's great. But there's a lot of people, other people who have other challenges that go unseen, challenges of their personality that they need to work out. And so success isn't just about, it's all ultimately about persistence, but I think success for some people isn't just, oh, well, I'm going to go out into the world and it's just, I'm just going to keep asserting myself. It's not always that linear. So there's always something, I think, that can get in your way. And a lot of people are so concerned, including me at some points, about fitting in and being normal, that you kind of lose yourself and you do what other people do, and you just want to be like, oh God, can I have like a normal life, blah blah blah, can I just fit in, or can I do whatever? I know for me, for example, part of that normalcy is working a traditional job, because sometimes I feel like, when I'm working my business, even though I do make some money doing network marketing, I feel like 'cause I'm on my computer and it's a little bit, there's a lot of people, not a lot of normal people know exactly what I'm up to. I feel like that it's like, people, I have to kind of over explain myself sometimes. In that traditional job, people just know exactly what you're doing and you fit in and stuff. I ended up actually getting a job, not necessarily even to be normal, but to break up my day and to enjoy my life a little bit more. I mean, to be honest, because I think a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie and just be like, oh, I'm at the success level I want to be at. I mean, I have plastic coating on my windows to not because there's a problem with the window. It's just it preserves heat. So if I was truly rich, I wouldn't give a fuck, and I'd have like great windows that were amazingly well insulated. But I don't at the moment, and I'm working on it. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of going off, but working on yourself is just a day to day to day process. And I think a lot of people get caught in their stories and in their lives and in their busyness. And sometimes I'm jealous of them. And sometimes you might think other people have more interesting lives than you. But if you think about whatever you're doing, whatever habit you want to build, that is your personal journey. That's for you. And so, if you're looking like, okay, so I don't want to speculate. I'll just talk about myself. So, for example, I'm looking to do some fasting for spiritual reasons, and fasting to do some detoxing. And it always is like, oh, I'll do it later, or oh, I'll just eat this or that. And it's like, no, like if you commit to something, you do it. You pursue it, and you don't make excuses. And it's come down to the point where I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. Like, you guys may judge and be like, oh, it's bad for you, or oh, blah, 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 blah. You give me your opinion. And, it's not bad to give me your opinion, but you know what? Like, I have to follow my own personal growth, my own philosophy. You know what I mean? Like, if I die, my soul's deal. You know what I mean? Not yours. Yeah, it might affect you. Unfortunately, all my decisions will affect you in some way, affect the world. But I have to hold myself accountable, and my personal growth is my priority, not yours. So, in a way, I have to get a little aggressive about that, because everyone is going to push you in a direction that they want to go into. So your personal growth gets inhibited by society's standards for what you should be doing. Now, I'm not going to get rich at my job. I mean, maybe someone will leave me a lottery ticket that wins. Maybe someone will leave me an amazing tip because I'm working in a restaurant. But other than that, I mean, working as an employee, you're not going to get rich. So my personal growth, number one, is going to come from the habit of doing these videos. My other personal growth habit, I think, is going to come from spiritual fast, and also just creating positive expectations for myself. So, I'm not looking to follow the traditional path of applause where, first I work this job, and then I'm going to like elevate to like this position, and then get that position, and, work up this corporate ladder, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately it is an illusion. And I mean, it's just an illusion as everything else, but it's just not my path. I respect people who do it. It's just not for me. And so, you know, ideally it's all marked out. It's all pretty. There's this, great way to go about it. But when you're in your business, you have to go about you have to go in unmarked territory. There's no proven path for you. You just have to keep pushing through this unclear space. So it's like really terrifying. So, I mean, for me it is, I'm not going to lie. And I think for most people who act like, oh, they're all confident, blah, 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 they're lying. I mean, people who have done it and made it, then they have that confidence. They're like, oh man, I did it. Like, but people who are still in, the beginning, middle-ish stages are like, God, like, this is like not so great. And, that's why 5% of people, that's why most small businesses, physical businesses, franchises, whatever you want, are going to end up failing. And that's why network marketing is such a challenging industry that a lot of people who have that employee mindset aren't going to understand. So there's just a lot of factors involved with building your own business, because you have to really, business isn't just about, if you're lucky enough to have a personality where you can just be, you're bred into the business world and you have those psychological tools necessary, that's great. But if you're caught like me in between a world where you don't want to be an employee and you're not, you don't really want to be an employee, it's not for you, yet you want to, make your own personal business work, yet you find it also to be challenging, you have to do that personal growth. That's the key, guys. I mean, that is really where that, working harder on yourself than on your business comes into play. I don't even know who said it, but I remember like hearing about it and people talking about it, and I go, that totally makes sense. You have to work on yourself, period. And as much as you want to escape into the world of entertainment, and into the world of sensationalism and just like focusing on, politics and what's wrong with people and negativity and stuff, I mean, that's where people fall, because it's scary to ultimately put the responsibility on your shoulders. And I know this, and I know you know this. That's why there's a billion self-help books out there. But ultimately, it's, the responsibility rests on your shoulders. So, how I'm working on myself, let me tell you. One, I'm being persistent with these videos. Yeah, I mean, even though I skipped a couple days, and that pissed me off, because I'm like, oh, I missed a day, like, and I wanted to just, part of my mind's like, oh, try something different, it's not going to work. Well, fuck that. Like, let me try, keep going. You know what? You make a mistake, keep going. You fuck up, keep going. You know what? You go off course, keep changing your direction back into what you want. So, number two, I'm going to fast. Now, I don't give a shit. Like, people think that's, I think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy, but I get embarrassed about telling people, but I don't give a shit. I know, like, fasting is a very strong spiritual principle. I know it works for people. I know fasting is an extremely powerful tool. I know it's not easy, and I know why people don't do it. But when I've done it before, I've started to see some serious gains, in my life. So I'm going to do it until I see those gains. So that's the deal, guys. That's how I'm going to grow. Persistence, persistence, persistence. Excuse me. So I hope I can be an inspiration to you guys, and I do have links towards, my own personal businesses and belief systems down below. So if anything resonated in this video and you want to know what I'm buying into and you want to meet the people who are mentoring me, just follow my links below and you will have everything you need. So, best of luck, guys. I will see you tomorrow.